Hey everybody, this is Nikki from Motherhood Unfiltered. It's going to be okay. And it's Friday night, and we're doing a live with, I'm going to say, a special guest, my oldest son, Oliver, which I've interviewed him before when I first started doing my podcast. So he's had some changes, and so I thought we would come on and talk about those changes and how it's improved his life and improved my state of mind. I don't have to worry about him as much. So, but before I do that, I just want to remind everyone, if you're uh, watching on Facebook, if you click on um, the stream tab, oh my lord, I completely forgot what I'm using. StreamYard tab. Put your name in because you can comment and we'll be able to see your comments. But if you don't put your name in, all we'll see is Facebook user and we won't know who you are. And so that's going to be kind of mysterious, but oh well. Anyway, also just to let you know that this is streaming to YouTube, so you can also comment live on YouTube. And if you're not a subscriber, please like and subscribe and share it with someone that you care about. So without further ado, we'll get started.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. Motherhood Unfiltered is going to be okay. My name is Nikki and I am a life coach and mental health advocate for moms. My mission is to help moms move forward with confidence as they overcome the hurdles of mental health struggles. I have personally experienced the challenges of depression and anxiety, and I know how hard it can be to feel like you're just surviving day to day. But with the right tools and guidance, it's possible to not just survive, but to thrive. As a coach, I provide support, encouragement, and practical skills to help moms build resilience and regain control over their lives. Through my work, I have seen firsthand the transformation that can occur when moms are empowered to take charge of their mental health and well-being. So if you're a mom who's feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or just not yourself, I want you to know that it's going to be okay. I'm here to help you navigate these challenges and move towards a life where you feel confident, fulfilled, and thriving. Let's connect and get started.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Oliver. You
Hello.
need to sit up.
Do I?
Yes. Now he's leaning.
I mean, I have to look cool.
Yeah. So, wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
So we've been wanting to do an update. When I first started doing my podcast interviews, I had interviewed Oliver.
I believe I'm episode 1.
Well, I think you might be number 2.
Oh, great. It's
So-
life. That's how it is.
Yeah, I don't remember. But anyway, so, and he had a medication change about, it's been over a year ago, or about a year ago. And it's made a huge change in his life from my perspective. He may not think so, but
I usually don't pay attention to what's, happening with me.
well, you should.
I know, but
But
it's
anyway, so we're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, we just want to talk about just a little back history in case you're new, and if you're not watching us live, then you'll know what we're talking about. So when he was a little child, he
a tiny tyke.
they diagnosed him with ADHD, and I think, and that would have been in 98, and he wasn't, and they usually don't diagnose, at the time, they didn't diagnose any kid.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't diagnose any kid until they were at least 4, and then they diagnosed him with ADHD. So he was treated for that. They had him on Concerta, and well, first they started out with Zoloft, which is they use mostly for antidepressant, and then they started put him on Concerta, which helped him, but he did not sleep at all, and
I think at one point you guys find me walking in and out of the house. Do you remember that?
no.
Okay, that must have been Dad's.
Then he was changed to, because he had not gained any weight. Now this is when he was in elementary. They did put him on Ritalin, and he was a maniac, so I made him take him off that. And then we tried, we had him on Stratera, and that is supposed to be like a non-narcotic, and that did nothing. Absolutely zilch. Number one, when he did take it, it did not help. But he did not like taking the medicine, and we went through a period where he would either not take the medicine, or he would throw it in the trash, or he would throw it in the toilet.
I think there was one point I threw a bunch of them down in the vents.
Yes, he threw them in the heating vents. When I finally realized, and this was like 10 years up until middle school. I think he was in 9th or 10th. Yeah, 9th or, yeah, right up until high school. He took that, and finally I was just like, just stop. And so when we took him back to the doctor, they put him back on Concerta. Now, during this time, when he was having therapy, he was hearing and seeing things. And they do not diagnose kids with like schizophrenia at all. So, but they just left the diagnosis as ADHD. When he was in 10th grade, I think, we switched to go from going to see a regular doctor to it's Cornerstone now. I think it used to be Dunn Mental Health.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember, but it's been Cornerstone, and that's where he's been going ever since. And they said they wanted to change his diagnosis to like Asperger's, but our insurance wouldn't cover it if he was diagnosed as Asperger's. I really don't think they knew what the heck was going on.
No. The fact is, I had too many different aspects of too many different things, and they're like, he's all over the spectrum.
Yeah. But when he as he got older, they did diagnose him as schizoaffective disorder.
Yeah.
So what is schizoaffective disorder? So it is, as soon as it pops up here, schizoaffective disorder is a chronic mental health condition characterized primarily by symptoms of schizophrenia, such as hallucinations or delusions, and symptoms of a mood disorder, such as mania and depression. So I think of it as someone who's schizophrenic, and then someone who is bipolar. And so
even throughout the years, I had terrible mood swings and everything. Mm-hmm. Even when I was like 2 or 4 or whatever and whatnot. Like for one minute I'm all happy, the next thing you know I'm not there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what was going on as a kid, but I just tried to deal with it as best I could. So now we're in here just as a side note. It's hot in here. We live in an old house. There's no
Insulation.
HVAC that goes up to the second floor. So I've got 2 fans going. So if you hear the humming, that's what it is. So there's no need to freak out. But that's the noise that you can hear. Well, that's what it sounds like when you listen in.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so he's been, now his official diagnosis is schizoaffective disorder, and he and his family, his dad's side of the family, and my side of the family, there is mental health disorders throughout that we've had to deal with. So it's not a surprise that he has to live with this.
Yeah.
So now he doesn't like taking medication, but he's gotten used to taking it.
Yeah.
However, the number one drug for schizophrenia is, one of them is Risperdal, or the generic form is Risperidone. And so he's taken that for many years. However, it has some adverse side effects, especially for men. It causes them to constantly want to eat.
Yeah.
And it causes some
it causes breast development.
Yes.
In men.
In men, yes. So he went to and he was,
I think I was eating so much that you guys had to like have a designated, like a bunch of snacks just in like on the table at one point and everything.
Yeah, and he was constantly just, and I thought it was just because maybe he was bored, but that might have been part of it, but it was just the
I had for some reason I never felt full and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I knew I was full, it just never felt full and everything.
Yeah, and there was a few times where he had eaten so much he was vomiting.
Yeah.
And so he went to the doctor and said, "Look,
I can't be eating.
I can't stop eating." And I was really worried that his cholesterol was going up, and he just did not have any energy.
Yeah.
Because when you eat unhealthy foods all the time,
it makes you lethargic.
Exactly.
And usually when I ate so much, even to the point of throwing up and whatnot, due to the fact of acid reflux and everything,
Mm-hmm.
I would mostly just be laying down and sleeping the the food off and everything.
Exactly. So his doctor went to what am I saying?
His doctor went to his doctor.
Yeah, you went to the doctor and
Yeah.
said, "What can we do? Because I can't keep taking this."
Yeah.
And they had a new drug out, and it had finally been approved through the insurance to treat people with schizoaffective disorder. And so and they treat other people with it, they use it to treat other people with mental health disorders.
Right.
It's called Caplyta, and immediately we saw a huge change.
I think I was in the upper 200s, and from like 290, and it dropped all the way down to 220. Like it was like 60, 80 pounds or something.
Yeah. And he was staying awake throughout the day. He was having a routine schedule. He was up and about. And the big thing for me was he was cognitive.
Yeah.
Like he was aware. He was in the moment. Because before, it always seemed like he was in a cloud. And I would tell him things, or we would have conversations, and he wouldn't remember it. He would forget. And that was frustrating.
One of the worst parts that I can't remember is due to forgetting.
I was like, is he lying to me, or is he really forgetting? Or
It was forgetting and everything. But the thing is, I kind of remember that we had a conversation, and it was like 2 minutes had passed, and you said, "Are you gonna do it?" I'm like, "Do what?"
And then I just wanted to punch him in the face, you know.
You're like, "You're not listening to me." You started getting, yelling and everything, and of course I was confused, like, what did I just miss?
So that all went away, and it's been like really nice.
Chores are actually getting done.
Well, right, like he remembers to do things, and I don't have to repeat myself, and he's now taking initiative to do things, and it's just been a dream. I mean, like, wow, where was Caplyta 10 years ago?
Well, mostly when I take the initiative, it's due to the fact, like, I can't get anywhere with this. I need to get rid of it. So I do laundry, I do dishes, or I clean the fridge. Due to the fact is, like, there is a literal stain here that is bothering me. And once I start with one thing, it collapses into multiple things and whatnot.
Yeah, that's when I see his dad habits coming out in him. His dad does that.
Yeah, a whole lot of OCD and everything.
Yeah. So Oliver, tell us. Okay, so before you would spend 16. I'm not kidding. Like anywhere from 12 to 16 hours sleeping a day.
There, after eating so much, like I said, I would sleep off the hunger pain, either the hunger pains or is that what it's called? Or just,
well, I mean, you ate, so
yeah, it's basically going into a food coma and everything.
Yeah.
And so, there were times where it was like 16 hours, 18, and there was a time where I slept for a full day from night to night and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when I wake up, everybody else was getting ready to go to bed. I was like, hey, hey, what did you guys taking a nap early? Glenn, shouldn't you be going to work? And they're like, where have you been?
I know. I mean, when someone would sleep 24 hours straight, and then there would be times where he would stay awake several days at a time.
Yeah. And I wasn't a person after like 2 days and everything.
Right. And so now I don't even think you've done that at all since you've been on the new medication.
There was a couple times, but I didn't stay awake for days on end, but I stay awake for like a whole night and then the whole day and then went to bed the next night.
But you were doing something.
Yeah. And when I do that, I stay as quiet as possible. Like my video games, my music, it's all what do you?
We don't need to know why you were awake.
Anyway, that's not why I was awake. I was mostly saying that since on this medicine, I'm more cognitive, that I live with other people, okay? So
right.
I turn everything down. I put headphones on to listen to music and everything, or audiobook.
Yes, he does do that. So I mean, for a mom, my mindset was, I didn't even think this person was going to be able to live on his own. Okay? Like, I knew he would eat. Would he eat healthy?
No.
Probably not. But would he be able to care for himself? I doubt it. Would he be able to do laundry? I doubt it. But now, I don't have any. I mean, he can get the heck out of the house now. The sooner the better, right?
Right.
So.
Am I got a free apartment?
But I'm not worried about it anymore, and I was so worried about it. And he takes his medicine regularly, like he's supposed to.
Yeah. I hate it, but it really helps.
Sorry, somebody was calling me.
There was a point before the medicine switch that you guys were thinking, that we were all thinking, that if I can't live on my own, I'm gonna have to get help and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like assistants that will help me do laundry or dishes, or even to help me go out and get groceries and everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I did not want that for you. I want you to have your own choices and to live your life the way you want to live it and not have to depend on other people to do something for you.
right.
And so, I mean, our life has changed dramatically because of this, and I'm really grateful for it. Um, so what else have you noticed a positive change since being on the medicine, on this new medicine?
Yeah, right. I noticed, like for the major part, I don't eat as much as I used to, which became like a reverse problem for a while because I stopped eating altogether. just for the first couple
I
months.
know. I was like, Oliver, you need to eat some food. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's like, wait, that's the
saying?
wrong thing. And I also, I'm also cooking now and everything because before then I would just eat whatever was available in the fridge, go to sleep. Dinner would be already made. I would eat that, then go back to sleep. But now I can cook steak. I can well, not really cook, but I can put pizza in the oven. But I can
There's
also
lots of things you can fix.
yeah, bacon, eggs. I mean, I can't do
chili.
Chili. I love chili. I used to think it's like, oh, it has beans and vegetables in it, but now I'm like, I need some chili. But and also there's like just regular, like I said, pizza and everything, bird's eye, and just I I'm learning, but it's hard to keep my attention on so many things. But now that I don't have to eat as much, and I can actually savor the food that goes down my gullet.
Well, another thing I have recognized is he's being able to take care of his own forms. So since he does get some assistance, he has to go online and fill out forms or fill them out manually and check those things. And so before I had to do all that. Now he does ask for help sometimes, but he is doing them himself and was just asking, some questions here and there.
Yeah, I like she said, she had to do it to myself, and after the switch on the medicine, I slowly started. No, again, I lost like 60, 80 pounds, like in like a week and everything.
It wasn't a week.
A month?
It was a couple months.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
I
Time
probably would
is
have
different.
taken you to the hospital.
It's like, what do you do with your will?
Help me, my son is half gone. He's disappearing.
He's turning into wispy air. Anyway, so, and I become, and all that food wasn't going anywhere useful and everything. But now that I am eating better and eating healthier, I'm becoming more aware of my surroundings. And after like a year or so, I am, looking around and everything, and finding out that outside has better graphics than anything I could ever see. I am touching grass.
Wow.
Sorry.
It's okay. He still doesn't have any concept of time, so.
No, because I mean I can find out where the time is, but usually I get so enraptured by a game, a book, or a comic that 1 month, like again, it was worse when I was on the other medicine, but now it's like it's 1:30, I go to do whatever I need, and then it's like 2:15. It's like, okay, I need to drop this for a bit.
Yeah, if he has a responsibility, and before I would have to remind him to wake up, go take care of that responsibility, and
then I would just go back to sleep.
And then he would just come back and lay down. Well, now I don't even have to worry about him. He takes care of it. I don't have to remind him about it. And as a parent, that is such a relief for someone who constantly had to
be reminded.
You know, on it all the time.
It's like telling a dog is like, no, left.
Yeah. So
I say by pointing right.
He has no sense of direction either, people.
That's why you drive.
So Oliver, so what would you tell someone who may be on a medication that they feel it's not working for them?
Well, like, always consult a doctor. Tell them what you feel like is not working, why is it not working, and also you have to also take in the account of the environment which you're in, because I live with my parents, and basically there is technically free food in the fridge. And so when I was on that old medicine, I was like, oh, I'll just eat all this and everything. They won't mind. It's food after all. But now, and it's not any fault to them. It's literally my mind saying the food's here. It will go to waste. I have to eat it and everything.
But a lot of times, food that you would eat would be something that we've had it bought to make dinners with.
Right. Like just sometimes something as simple as like bologna sandwiches and everything. I would make like 2 or 3, or
hot dogs is what
hot dogs and everything. I was on a huge
He never ate any vegetables. Okay, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just texture and everything,
I know, it's okay.
There was a before or after that was on the chicken kick and everything that I just
It was before.
Okay, and then afterwards I bought
transitioned to
hot dogs and everything. And when I got on the medicine and I started, and we found out how to, get help for financings and whatnot. I started realizing that, hey, I got, money, I got food stamps, I got, government help. It's like I can use this to buy food for me, and they don't have to worry about me eating them out of the house.
Right.
And so then I realized, hey, this money went away really fast. Which then transitions to me, it's like, I need to be careful what I buy, or I won't have anything to buy later.
Yeah.
Because I want to buy games, I want to buy books, and some, or, subscribe to Patreon to a particular person and everything.
Subscribe to his mom's podcast.
I'm already subscribed to that. You can't get anything else out of me.
Oh, I can, trust me. So the question was, what advice would you give to someone who is on a medication that's not quite working for them?
Talk to your doctor. Tell them what's wrong. Tell them what can be done. And
ask them if there's something else that they could try.
Yeah. Like, terribly sorry, everybody.
It's okay.
That's my alarm to tell me to take my medicine.
So, see, that was a habit that I had told him he needed to do, was to remind himself about his medicine.
Of course, yeah. Before, I just like, okay, I'll do that in a minute. Then, I would eat like a hot dog and go to sleep.
Yeah, but so we wanted to get on here today and just kind of give an update and how things have changed for him. And I know it's been a dramatic change for him, but it's been more of a positive change for my husband and I, because and I'm not worrying about him like I used to. There are still things that, you know, we need to pay attention to. And and like we said, you know, schizoaffective disorder is
a form of schizophrenia.
right, and he was experiencing
Hallucinations,
and
auditory hallucinations,
hearing things, and he's not had any of those at all, right?
Right.
Sometimes he thinks I'm yelling for him, and I'm not.
We think that's mostly just you know,
I think it's his mind telling him he needs to be doing something.
Oh, great.
If he thinks he hears his mom's
It's
voice.
like, oh no, the mom signal. She wants a chore done.
Well, now I call him favors.
Oh, yeah. Just so you know, I don't get any of those favors back, okay? I think one of the things you said...
stopped calling them chores. They're
Yeah,
favors. Can you do me a favor?
It's like, yeah, I guess. It's like I don't pay rent or anything.
Yeah, he does pay rent.
Yeah.
So.
I think one of the terms is that you call me houseboy and everything. And I was like, you need to stop calling me that, okay? That's...
I was only teasing you there.
I know. I know, but, you know, it get annoying after a while.
I know. I'm sorry. So we wanted to get up on here and give an update and just talk about what one little thing, a change, can have such an improvement and cause such a dramatic change in your life and make things...
And the lives of others, too, you know?
Yeah, your change made a dramatic improvement in my life, you know, and I am really grateful for that. We love his doctor. His doctor is autistic, and so he
is?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No one told me that.
Well, you should know. He's your doctor.
Well, yeah, it's not like I ask him personal questions. It's like, how are you doing today? It's like, am I supposed to be asking you that?
No, so he completely understands Oliver.
Yeah.
Some of the things Oliver says, and I really love that about him. And so I would just say, if there's something in your life that's not quite
right
on the up and up, to evaluate it, pay attention to it, and just see if there's something that can be changed. I had I'll say this and then we'll get off of here, but I had a DNA test done to see if the medicine I was taking was actually right for my body.
Yeah.
And one of the medicines that I was taking was okay, but they recommended another one that might be better. And so I talked to the doctor, and we went ahead and made that change, and it's been an improvement for me. Now, with the depression part of it, it helps it the same, but with some of the other side effects that I was having to deal with on the other medicine, I don't have that with this medicine. So it's just, like I said, paying attention, taking, you know.
Are you getting cooked?
Do what?
Are you getting cooked? Because
it is hot in here.
Yeah.
But so that's our advice is just, you know, making a slight change and
hoping, and it's not just hoping for the better. It's also, you know, asking. It's actually reaching out to ask for help and everything.
Well, I mean, things change a lot, so maybe there's a better medication out, you know, that would help you better. So,
or a Celine Dion song.
What?
I'll tell you later.
Okay. So with all of that, if you have any questions for Oliver, he does have a Facebook page. You can ask him questions. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. And now you can go to my website if you want. I have a newsletter. You can sign up for that. It's www.nikkiasherbowling.com. And let's see here. I I didn't realize this was that big of a banner, but it's freaking huge.
I mean, maybe if you just like slide it up and to cover our faces.
Oh, okay.
It's like, hey, where do they go? Hey, that's the website.
All right, enough of you.
No, thanks.
Well, thank you, everybody, and I hope you've enjoyed our live session. And if you have any questions, just reach out, and we will see you next time. Bye.